Hey boys and girls, how you doing? It's Mr. Presley. You know, Frylands Elementary School. Look, I got a falcon mask. Pretty cool, huh? Guess what? Tomorrow is the first day of school. That's right. Tomorrow, we're so excited. It's September 9th. It finally got here. You know what? I wanted to start reading you some stories, and I'm going to start tonight. Tonight is the night before the beginning of school. You know what? I wanted to tell you, first of all, tomorrow, we're hoping that you join us. If you haven't got a Chromebook, we want you to come between 12 and 6 p.m. tomorrow. Families, bring your kids. We're going to give out the Chromebooks that families may need. Also, we've got learning materials for you. Our food pantry's open. Lunches start back 11:30 to 1:30. And again, from 12 to 6 tomorrow, come pick up your learning packets from your teachers. That's right. You know what? Some teachers are still inside getting ready for tomorrow. Can you believe it? I just ran into some, along with Chunkamunka. Do you have a Chunkamunka? Here's my Chunkamunka. Yep, it's my little Chunkamunka. You probably have one too. You know what I want to do? I'm going to read a story to you called There Might Be Lobsters. There Might Be Lobsters. It's by Carolyn Crimey with illustrations by Laurel Moak. Look, there might be lobsters. Look, I see a Chunkamunka right here. You know what? Sometimes I'm like Suki, this dog, and sometimes I'm like Eleanor. Which are you like? I bet sometimes you're like Eleanor and sometimes like Suki. Let's learn a little bit about There Might Be Lobsters. Oh my goodness. Lots of things at the beach scared Suki. Lots. And there it is. There might be lobsters. Look, there they go. There's Eleanor, Suki, and there's Chunkamunka. Come on, Suki, you can do it, said Eleanor. She stood at the bottom of the stairs to the beach and waved to Suki. But Suki was just a small dog, and the stairs were big and sandy, and she hadn't had her lunch yet, and her foot hurt a little. That was kind of loud, huh? Did you hear that motorcycle? And her foot hurt a little, and she might get a shell stuck up her nose, and she might tumble down on her head, and then she'd need stitches, and besides, there might be lobsters. So, Suki sat at the top of the stairs with Chunkamunka by her side. There's Chunkamunka. Oh, all right, said Eleanor. She picked them both up with a tss and a huff and carried them down the stairs. Look at, there she goes. Heading to the beach, huh? Come on, Suki, you can do it, said Eleanor. She tossed a beach ball Suki's way. Look at what Suki's doing. Ah! Look, she's got Chunkamunka in her mouth. But Suki was just a small dog, and the beach ball was big and beachy, and it might hit her nose, and then it would pop, and it might be too loud, or it might knock her down, and she might never get up again, and she might have to live on the beach forever and eat seaweed to survive. And besides, beach balls attract lobsters. So Suki sat far away from the beach ball with Chunkamunka by her side. Oh, Suki, Eleanor swooped that pup up with a tss and a huff and cradled her in her arms. Come on, Suki. You can do it, Eleanor stood at the water's edge and splashed a little splash at Suki. But Suki was just a small dog, and those waves were big, and they were whooshy, and they were salty, and they were too wet, and they might toss her out to the middle of the sea, and she might float all the way to Tasmania or even Florida. And she might be swallowed by a whale, and she wasn't wearing a bathing suit, and besides, there might be lobsters. So Suki sat at the edge of the water with Chunkamunka by her side. Oh, Suki, said Eleanor. She shook her head and dove into the water, or into the waves, excuse me. Suki sat and watched beach balls bouncing and big boys running and umbrellas flapping and lifeguards blowing loud whistles and waves splish-splashing with Chunkamunka. Look, she's just sitting there. There's Eleanor out here, huh? floating out to sea. What? Suki barked for Chunkamunka to come back. What happened? Now what's happening in the story? Chunkamunka was just sitting there by the beach, right? Chunkamunka started to sink. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just sitting there at the beach, and all of a sudden, Chunkamunka got caught by a wave. Suki started to paddle. She paddled past a big beachy ball and through a huge salty wave and over something that might, yikes, even be a lobster. Wow. Until she had Chunkamunka, he was safe. Suki had saved him. Wow, pretty cool. She felt braver than the bravest dog because even though she was very small, Chunkamunka was smaller. Oh, Suki, I knew you could do it, said Eleanor. She picked them both up with a yay and a hooray and swung them very gently through the air. How's Eleanor feeling? How do you think Suki's feeling? Suki sat in the sandy sand with the wavy waves and watched for lobsters with Chunkamunka by her side. And they didn't see one all day. Look at that, they never saw a lobster. And that's the story called There Might Be Lobsters. Do you ever feel like that, boys and girls, that there might be lobsters, like things that are gonna get you or something? That's what happened to Suki. Sometimes we feel like Suki. We think that something's gonna get us, and sometimes we're like afraid, well, what if this will happen? Well, what if that will happen? It kind of reminds me of the start of school. Well, what about this? Well, what about that? Will this happen? Will that happen? Lots of what ifs. There might be lobsters, but you know what? We can all, sometimes we're Suki sometimes, but we all sometimes can be like Eleanor. Be an encourager to people, encourage people, come on, you can do it, show them the way. That's what Eleanor did in this book, didn't she? So this is called There Might Be Lobsters. Chunkamunka, did you like the story? There Might Be Lobsters? Chunkamunka got saved in this story. We all have our Chunkamunkas that we like to take care of and protect. You know what? We kind of think of, boys and girls, of you guys like our Chunkamunkas. That's right. We kind of think of you like Chunkamunkas that we're there to help, to learn and grow, like we're planning on doing this year. So boys and girls, tell your parents tonight, maybe they can read you There Might Be Lobsters, or maybe even another one of your favorite books. And guess what? Have them show up tomorrow. I'll be putting out an email so that they can join a video of us starting our day tomorrow. Tomorrow we start first day of school, we start our first radio show, and boys and girls, starting at noon, we will be handing out learning materials to you. That's right, so if there's students who need some supplies, we've got supplies for you. If there's students who need special things from their teacher, depending on what grade, you can pick those up. Guess what? Teachers will be here. You can see them live and in person. They exist. That's right, teachers exist. Summer's over, so they come out from wherever they've been and they head back to school. In fact, like I told you, they're inside right now getting ready for you to come back to Frylands. So if you're a new student at Frylands, we look forward to meeting you tomorrow on your first day. Maybe you're a kindergartner, or you're a new student to our school, or you're an old friend. You're an old Frylands Falcon that's been around for a while, like me. So we want to see you tomorrow, boys and girls, starting at 11:30 to 1:30 are the lunches. But even before that, have your parents go on and watch the video tomorrow morning for our radio show, as well as how to link on to Canvas and how to get into those tech things. So tomorrow our goal is 1, get you connected to technology so you're ready to learn all year long. 2, let's come for some food from our lunches every day. We serve everyone 0 to 18 years old, gets a free lunch and breakfast the next day. We have the food pantry as well. Meet your teachers, get some learning supplies, Chromebooks. We got all kinds of stuff here. And maybe, just maybe, you might get to meet Chunkamunka, who's here at our school. All right, boys and girls, have a fabulous evening. read this book or another one of your favorites. Tomorrow, if you read a book, tell me tomorrow what you read. I'd love to read some more books each night. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Here we go, kids. 2021 school year is just about to begin.